Rachel Zegler just celebrated her birthday, but she didn't make it a simple thing. She went after a critic, trashing them as bad people.
It's gone viral. It's gone viral.
Has it?
I say it.
Oh God, okay.
Am I in my villain era or in my hero era?
That's because she's half Colombian and half Polish, and being mixed race, there's going to be some people upset whenever she's cast for a role that's traditionally white or green. And
I hope I'm always in my hero era. I think we should all be in our reputation era.
Rachel Zegler just did something that even people who don't like her never saw coming. What she did is making everyone in Hollywood very surprised and making people who love theater really mad. Rachel reportedly asked for the Evita play script to be changed completely. She said the original story hurts people from different groups. That's right, a musical that's been around for many years, based on real things that happened and loved by millions of people around the world, is now being changed to fit what people think today. And Rachel Zegler is supposedly the one leading this whole thing.
Now it looks like the damage control is continuing. It's almost like someone finally gave Rachel Zegler a script to use. Rachel Zegler is addressing the multi-pronged backlash she faced. I interpret people's feelings about this film as their passion for her. And what an honor to be part of something for which people feel such passion. We're not always going to have the same sentiments as those around us. And all that we can do is give the best of ourselves. If this isn't complete 180 damage control, I don't know what is. Gee, this is the same person who stood up there and all over the original multiple times. This is the same person who only months ago basically was all over people that had a problem with her. This is the same person who said, I don't need Trump supporters going to support my movie if you disagree differently than myself politically. All of a sudden told this woman exactly what to say. The problem is, this is too little too late.
People who work behind the scenes say she didn't like how Eva Perón's character was shown in the play. She said it makes colonial systems look good and sends bad messages to young people watching. But here's where it gets even more crazy. The people making the play had no idea this was going to happen.
It becomes more and more apparent that the current young generation of Hollywood actors are just a bunch of self-entitled a-holes. This guy, Jacob Elordi, sat there and he was like, I'm not going to play Superman because it's too dark of a role. But then he comes out and he's like, I'll just do anything. Check this out.
I mean, I'll just play what they give me. You know, I need a job.
But watching him say that reminds me exactly of Rachel Zegler.
What made you want to step into this world of DC heroes? I needed a job. I'm being so serious.
And she just seemed so incredibly smug when she said that. I never want to see anything with her in it ever again.
From what many people are saying, Zegler didn't just say she was worried about some things. She reportedly demanded that huge parts of entire scenes be changed. She wanted edits to the song words, the lines actors say, and even how the characters act with each other. And the fans? They're really upset about it. People got super angry on social media. Many people are saying Zegler is trying to erase history just to make it fit what she personally believes. But the angry reactions didn't stop there because what happened behind the scenes will really shock you.
Rachel Zegler is back in the news because her PR team is working overtime right now to fix her image because so many of these resurfaced video clips of her just make her look really, really bad. What matters here is perception. Who she actually is actually has little consequence on any of this. How she's perceived by the world. That's what matters.
Right.
And how she's perceived by the world is not good because she hasn't been able to escape these interview clips which show a clear disdain for the company she works for, a clear disdain for the story in which she's been hired to help portray and tell. So who she is really has little bearing on any of this. At the end of the day, Disney doesn't care who she really is. I'm sure the people that love her, her friends and family, she's plenty nice to them. That's not what matters here.
To understand why this is such a huge deal, you have to know what Evita really means. It's not just a musical, it's like a really important cultural monument. It was written by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice in the 1970s. Evita tells the story of Eva Perón, who was the First Lady of Argentina. She went from being very poor to having political power and became a symbol of hope for millions of people.
Absolutely loved it, as per everything Evita was amazing.
Brilliant, awesome, really good.
Yeah, as always, the film to expect. Cast was fantastic, beautiful, very well produced.
Loads of really good dancing. The acting was absolutely amazing. You'd never know it was teenagers, you'd think it was professionals.
I'm amazed how mature and aged, given that it's literal musical youth, Trying to complex characters.
It's brilliantly staged. I think I learned from it tonight that I didn't know already. Great singing, great dancing, and learn more about something that you might not have known.
It's really moving. It's really poignant to the end. That really works for me. The whole thing's usually it was really you kept you engaged all the way through.
Fantastic story. Just a really good evening out.
The show has really famous songs like Don't Cry for Me Argentina, and it's been performed on the biggest stages in the world, from Broadway to the West End. Madonna even played Eva in the 1996 movie version. For Latin American communities especially, Evita isn't just entertainment, it's personal. It shows a really difficult and emotional piece of real history.
So this is something that just happened in London. This is Rachel Zegler as Eva Peron in the upcoming West End revival of Evita at the London Palladium, directed by Jamie Lloyd. There had been speculation that they might be using the actual balcony of the theatre on the outside above the marquee to perform Don't Cry for Me Argentina and have it broadcast via live camera feed into the auditorium, potentially on a screen, just like in Sunset Boulevard with the whole walking around thing. I am still undecided as to whether that's exactly what this is, or if this is going to be like a pre-recorded element that they're going to use, or if this is all a major publicity stunt, or if this is for promotional footage. It seems, I think she's wearing a robe here, so it seems like this is test footage, and it is something they are rehearsing in order to do live, which I have mixed feelings about, because, you know, it's the most important song of the show, it's the biggest song of the show, and the people who bought tickets to be inside the theatre kind of want to see it performed live at the same time. It's the stuff that makes these Jamie Lloyd shows so exciting. What do you think?
So when someone comes in and demands that this story be changed, when a performer supposedly says parts of it are too problematic, that doesn't just start a creative argument. It feels like someone is rewriting a sacred book. But the controversy didn't stop with cultural respect, because the kind of rewrite requests Zegler allegedly made raised even more eyebrows.
Rachel Zegler committed the cardinal sin of posting a photo of herself that she liked on Instagram, and maidenless fellows seem to have interpreted that as their sort of bat signal. It's just such a weird thing for the Geeks and Gamers Twitter to be reporting on. Like, I guess this website needed to know that weirdos are calling a woman ugly for some reason. But of course, the purpose of posts like these is to sanitize terrible internet behavior, right? She's not catching heat. This isn't some sort of controversial hot take. She just posted a photo of her face and implied that she liked it. And I know that this is a fairly mild example, but just as a word of advice to people in this sphere, if you don't want to be known as the people who harass folks you dislike for completely unrelated, crappy reasons, these are your opportunities to condemn that and to excise it from your community. Just don't be shocked that you keep getting those accusations when you're very much the ones cultivating it. And in the event that Geeks and Gamers fans do find this, I have a pretty good idea of what you're going to comment over and over again, and I just hope you guys know you're not clever, or funny.
According to leaks from people close to the production, Zegler wasn't just making nice suggestions. She came with a list, a detailed list. That list reportedly marked entire sections of the script as harmful, outdated, or tone-deaf. She supposedly argued that certain song lyrics made patriarchal power structures look romantic and showed Eva Peron as too submissive to the men around her.
You would have to be living under a rock to not know about all of the backlash that Rachel Zegler has been getting for being a complete bozo when it comes to the upcoming Snow White movie that she's starring in. Every time I see this video, I just keep reminding myself that she is an actress. You can tell that she's acting. Check this out.
And other people think I'm doing gracefully, and I don't think I'm doing it at all. So, when I tell you that it's hard, I just mean to be inside my brain. That's hard.
It's so hard for me to go out there and be an actress and make hundreds of thousands of dollars and then say stupid things when I'm in the limelight. Rachel Zegler should probably come out and just throw all of the seven magical creatures under the bus and turn everybody's gaze to them so that way she stops taking so much heat.
Rachel Zegler's involvement in a new Evita revival has started a cultural firestorm. Insiders claim she pushed for huge changes to the script, making Eva Peron into a more obviously feminist and intersectional figure who questions power rather than wants it. Supposedly, flirty or manipulative scenes were called too backward and replaced with a focus on class struggle and social justice. Portrayals of poor people were reworked to avoid stereotypes, but the creative team was reportedly caught off guard, with tension getting worse behind the scenes. The director and several longtime collaborators felt the soul of the musical was being lost to what they saw as heavy-handed ideology. Rumors spread about Disney's hidden hand in shaping the story, with some people thinking Zegler may not have been acting alone. Online backlash exploded, led by the trending hashtag #NotMeVita, as fans and theater veterans accused her of rewriting cultural history for corporate image reasons. What started as artistic ambition has now become a symbol of a much bigger divide between tradition and progress, authenticity, and PR-driven storytelling. Whether Zegler is seen as a trailblazer or the face of Hollywood's overreach, one thing is clear: Evita is no longer just a musical. It's the battleground for a larger war over who controls the legacy of our stories. Where you come in, do you think Rachel Zegler's rewrite demands were justified? Or has Hollywood finally gone too far? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because this story is far from over. The stage may be set, but the next act could change everything.